And good Monday morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. It is Thanksgiving week. Aren't we excited? We are. Currently, it is 56 right now. We've dropped a degree or two in the last hour. 56, we're waiting for high. Warm. 77 is the expected temperature today, but gusty. Somewhere around 20-mile-an-hour gust later this afternoon, so be prepared for that. Most of our fog has moved to the south of us. We'll look at radar here in just a little bit to get you updated on where it is. Low-lying areas around East Mississippi, West Alabama still got it. Mostly to the south, it gets thicker as you get near Hattiesburg for the Mississippi Gulf Coast. We'll look at all of that coming up as well. Odie is going to be out this morning. Greg is coming in. Also, we'll have Jennifer Branning in as we get ready for an important election tomorrow. Mississippi Supreme Court is going to be the only thing that is on the ballot. We've got to remember to vote. That happens tomorrow. Make sure you're one of those that go do that. Polls will open at 7 and stay open until 7 p.m. tomorrow for that election. We'll be right back as we get your day underway, as we welcome in a beautiful day. Let's go get some good words of wisdom in Collinsville.
You know, it's been told that President General George Washington, as a young boy, got to feeling a little bit mischievous one day and decided to chop down his father's cherry tree. Now, as you might imagine, his daddy wasn't happy when he found that tree all knocked down and immediately asked George if he had done it. Young George famously replied, "I cannot tell a lie. I did cut it with my hatchet." Now, as the story goes, instead of giving his son the stern punishment he deserved, Washington's father grabbed him up and embraced him, declaring that his son's honesty was worth more than 1,000 trees. That story says as much about George Washington's father as it does about George Washington. You see, his daddy highly valued truth-telling, just as any righteous dad should. And that, of course, is reflective of our Heavenly Father. You know, I'm reminded of a verse in the book of Proverbs, the 24th chapter, where it says, "Whoever gives an honest answer kisses the lips." You see, honesty is a way that we show affection to others. It's a show of love. When we're honest and say that wrong is wrong and right is right, we're showing love. So, lying to people, even if it saves hurting their feelings, is biblically unloving. Instead of kissing their lips, it's like slapping their face. And nobody wants that. We would much rather be kissed. So, pucker up today and show somebody you love them by telling them the truth. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. And welcome back. Again, it is Monday, 56 as you're waking up, beginning this day. Hope you got a smile or trying to get one with a cup of coffee. We know how that goes. Well, let's see what's shaping America. Irene, good morning. I see you up at Rush Pharmacy, already at it. Charlotte, joining us from Philadelphia. Miss Diane, Jean, many of you. Remember Sean Puff Daddy? He appeared in court. He should find out this week if he'll be able to be released on bail. So far, he's not. He'll find out this week. The judge will make a decision on that. I would fail at this. I probably couldn't do 5 anymore. When was the last time that you did push-ups? Think about that. We have a grandmother, Donna Jean Wild, lives in Alberta, Canada, across the border there, but she holds the world record now. She did 1,575 push-ups in an hour, making it to the Guinness World Book of Records. I have no desire to challenge her to you. Not for me, but I'm glad that she's up to that. Here's something that you might want to, well, if you live in the city, these areas here, all across America, pay attention to this. NBA urging its players to upgrade their security cameras and also get a guard dog. Why? NBA players have been the target of a lot of crimes lately, burglaries, and they're encouraging those members to do that. They sent that out in a memo to all players. Well, truth to that, I'm sure they are being targeted. I think this was most everywhere at one time. It's being repealed in New York, a law coming off the books. It dates back to 1907, where it was a crime if you were to cheat on your spouse. It is coming off the books. I'm assuming that it's done frequently and no longer, well, you know where I'm going with that. Being repealed now from 1907. We've got 2 turkeys that will make it through Thanksgiving. What are their names? Let me see what the names are. Peach and Blossom. They're from Minnesota, and Joe Biden, the president currently, will pardon them coming up today at a press conference. Always good to see that happen, but they will make their escape. The president will pardon them. This is probably more serious than is let on as we look around the world of U.S. Air Force bases. 3 drones were spotted near bases in England. Probably not good. We'll never know the full extent of who, what, and why, but they are admitting that. Do you remember the couple that owned the funeral home? Colorado's where it was. They had 200 bodies there that they had done nothing with. They've been found guilty. Coming up last week, they said that they will be sentenced after the first of the year for what they've done. They're currently in jail now. They're not going anywhere, but we'll find out how many years they get for that. 200 bodies. How could you? How could you? Now, I've never listened to her music a whole lot, but I'm sure a lot of you have. Adele. I think she's got a beautiful voice, but I don't listen to her CDs or have any downloads of hers, but she did her last Las Vegas show. So she'll get to spend more time with family now. Adele, taking it away from there. A lot of people have done that, from Branson to Las Vegas. Elvis did it one time. Stayed there for quite a few years. We go to Maine for this next story, and to tell you that every vote counts, well, that's an understatement when it comes to this. A Republican lawmaker is accused of putting a chokehold onto his wife. He was arrested. His wife is trying to take back the charges there of domestic abuse. He won the election by 1 vote on a recount. It was too close to call. They've been hand counted. He wins. The charges were in October. Everybody knew about that before they voted on this. Camden, Maine is where it took place there. Republican Lucas Lanigan is his name. He says he's not guilty. His wife's trying to retract it. We don't know. But he won by 1 vote. It does count, doesn't it? The school bus driver, as we go to Colorado, do you all remember us talking about this about, I think it was a week and a half ago, dumped 40 students at the wrong location in freezing weather. School board has ousted the school bus driver. They say they're sorry. Doesn't make up for being cold, does it? Whew. They've made movies about it, and I had a smirk on my face just because I've seen so many of these movies. What was the movie that had Bruce Willis, The Whole 9 Yards, the guy from Friends, to where she had hired somebody to take care of somebody? A Colorado dentist in real life has been charged with poisoning his wife's protein shakes. He faces new charges also. He will have his day in court coming up. What in the world do people think? I mean, seriously. Now, and I've heard Odie talk about this. I don't know it when it comes to certain music. It's got to be pretty big for me to know it outside of a George Strait tune. I've known that all my life. Okay, outside of Bug. Alice Brooke. She inspired Arlo Guthrie's classic Alice's Restaurant. I've heard Odie say he liked it a lot. I don't know the song. She's passed away, the lady that inspired the song. She has died at 83. Hyundai recalling more than 42,000 cars due to a wiring issue. I hope to have that fixed before long. Let's see what else has happened here. They've arrested someone, and I guess this is a good thing, to where if you have a child, as in a newborn, they have it to where you can go to a hospital and drop off a child if you didn't want to keep it. They have like a box that you can open it up, no questions asked, unless the child is not alive when you put it in there. A teenager has been arrested. The Bronx is where all of that happened. That's sad. We don't know the details of who, what, and why yet, but arrest has been made, formal charges, and more to follow on that. We had an airplane crash in Colorado over the weekend. 2 passed away, 1 injured in a civil airplane, patrol plane that went down. Condolences to those family members as we look at this. Saturday morning on a training mission as they took off, it went down. These things are serious. Trump meant this. Have you read up on this? When he takes office, as we go back to Afghan, you know how the United States pulled out of that rapidly? Now, again, it was a presidential order that had all that happen, but you also have generals and how it's done. He said that they were looking into court-martialing those that are responsible for the death of some people that didn't need to, the way it was pulled out. A general's promotion has been blocked. He was a part of that. A Republican senator has put a halt on that. Let me see here what his name was. I thought I had it written down of what was happening here. It was Oklahoma Senator Mark Wayne Mullen has stopped the promotion. Army Lieutenant General Christopher Donahue was nominated for a promotion to become a 4-star general. They said, not so fast. Involvement there. It's been put on hold until an investigation goes under effect. We'll see. It's coming in January what all is going to happen with that. A former senator from Oklahoma has passed away. Do y'all remember Fred Harris? He's passed away at the age of 94. Condolences to his family also as we look at that. Sometimes you have to call it the way it really is, and we've seen this in the news. A senator stepped forward and said, as we all know by now, that there is one person in the Senate that is a transgender person. Immediately, senators went to action of saying you can't use other bathrooms. You got to use the bathroom in which you were born with. We have a senator now that says he is a woman. Sarah McBride is his name, her name. I'm not sure how to address this, but it says it's an attempt to distract the passing of the bathroom. I disagree with that. I think it's simply to, well, using the right restroom. Ladies don't want to be in a bathroom with someone who identifies as a female that it is not. That's all it is to it. It's cut and dry. There's no agenda. It's, you don't belong in here. It just, we'll see what happens. Is that she says that she will abide by what has happened. I'm really confused on how to handle that. He was a male and now identifies as a female, is what I'm trying to say, and I'm not exactly sure how to address that. The guy that was running Matt Gaetz is now giving pep talks and holiday wishes on Cameo. Do you know what that is, Cameo? That's to where you can pay like $20, $25, sometimes a little more, for a happy birthday wish to someone from a celebrity. He's on there now. He's doing that for Christmas, holidays. There's a bunch of them that do it. You could have Snoop Dogg wish you a happy birthday if you'd like. Chuck Woolery, as by now you all know, has passed away over the weekend. Dies at 83. Love Connection. Y'all remember that? Even had the first Wheel of Fortune, if I am not mistaken. Passed away at the age of 83. NFL star Patrick Mahomes has been fined $14,000 for a gesture during the game. And I guess it, from what I understand, he just had his hands up in the air doing that. We are sensitive as a nation, aren't we? We go back to the Atlanta Braves. We pass one more last condolences here as we see Rico Carty, who won the 1970 NL batting title, has passed away at the age of 85 over the weekend as well. Condolences to his family. A lot of that. We'll, up and coming, we'll have a quick look at your weather forecast to let you know how to dress this morning. It's in the 50s. It's not as bad as what's coming. The week of December 1st. Whoo, y'all better get some firewood between now and then. We're talking mid-20s. We'll tell you all about that in a few moments. Again, firewood, get it ready. Make sure that you've got gas so it's not a last-moment rush to get propane delivered. They'll help you out. We've got more coming up here at the Scotty Ray Report. As we move along, we'll be right back.
While everyone is getting ready for Thanksgiving, family, and football, there's an important runoff election coming up on November the 26th. I'm Jennifer Branning. It's time to bring new energy in a new generation of constitutional conservative leadership to the Mississippi Supreme Court. In this election, there's a difference. I'm the only candidate with legislative and courtroom experience, and I'm the only candidate endorsed by the Mississippi Republican Party. I ask for your vote for Supreme Court the Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
Let's face it, accidents are going to happen. If a deer jumps out in front of your car, go see my friends and professionals at Chet's Paint and Body Shop in Center Hill. Chet can help you navigate through this confusing world of insurance by providing photo estimates to insurance companies and the right to choose the body shop of your choice. From a minor scratch to a major collision, Chet has you covered. Chet offers quality repairs by trained and certified technicians with a lifetime warranty on all repairs. That's Chet's Paint and Body Shop.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
And welcome back. Let's get into our forecast now and look at our highs and lows. It was back in 66. We had a hot day. It was 81 today. If you remember 1950, it was cold. It was 16 degrees. Here we go. Today, sunshine 75 and Meridian northward. We'll stay about the same way all the way to Columbus Air Force Base. Over to Greenwood, 77. Down to Natchez at 78. And we'll see 77 there in Laurel. As we go east into Bama, 76 in Demopolis, cooler in Birmingham at 73, even 71 in Hamilton, Alabama. Down in Troy, we'll see 75 down around Dothan, Alabama as well this morning. As we look at this is where the fog lies, and we'll look at radar here in just a moment, but we've had fog all around the East Mississippi side over to Jackson, but it's starting to get heavier as we look southward here to the Hattiesburg area this morning down to the Mississippi Gulf Coast. We'll look at that. It should linger through about 8 a.m. this morning. Now, don't forget, it could be areas of dense fog all around I-20 and these back roads. So be cautious, be careful. As we look at our 10-day outlook, we see that cooler weather the further north we go. As you cross into Tennessee, it's going to be a lot colder. And let's go ahead and start looking at what's happening here with our 7-day forecast. 75 today, 49 tonight, a little bit of fog there, 44. And look at Wednesday. We see that rain is coming as while the temperatures stay at 60 overnight, and by Thursday, a 50% chance of showers. After the rain moves out, we'll get cooler down to 37. Look at Friday here. We're looking at somewhere around 30 for a low, 34 on Saturday night. And when we get into Sunday night, we're looking at 29 degrees roughly. As you'll see a steady decline here as we move into December. 50s for the high and cold weather. Now, as we move into December the 2nd, 25. That will be our coldest so far of the year. So we've got Monday the 1st at 29 and then December the 2nd at 25. Warming back up to the 3rd around 35 as we'll see 30 nights. Most of the daytime highs will be about 50. If you hadn't caught on yet, I highly suggest digging out that winter jacket. Don't you, Greg? Greg's all over this with us here. I've even got my heater. I think both of us has charged up our batteries.
Sure.
If you haven't tried one of those, it's the greatest gift that could ever happen. What is happening here with fishing? Well, it's perfect today. Let's see, 7:30 this morning, be there. Should be good to 9:30. Now, don't forget, we got 20-mile-an-hour gusts today. Could cause a little problem there for you. A minor time this afternoon from 1:30 until 3:30. Again, south-southwest wind 5 to 15 with gusts up to 20 miles an hour. Brought to you by our friends at J&J Auto Sales. Now, as we look at the deer hunting sides of things, 6:40 this morning. That's kicking off about 10 minutes ago. Perfect time till about 8:40, 8:45 this morning through 9 o'clock. Check that out. A minor time after dark, just not going to be as good there. The average today rating, average sunrise hit at 6:33, sunset at 4:50 this afternoon. Again, that wind south wind 5 to 15 with gust up to 20 miles an hour. Pretty strong, isn't it? Now let's pull up radar where we can all get a good look at what's happening this morning with this fog. As we do, Honda Meridian radar shows us, again, around Laurel is where it picks up. Now, I'm not saying that we don't have a little bit here in these low-lying areas, but as we get to Laurel, look at this. Ellisville, Collins, Mississippi is thick. Centronelle, if you've ever been through there and tried to find that Hardee's, it might be hard to see at that red light this morning. It's thick. Over to Atmore, Alabama, Jackson, Alabama, all through there. Bruton, lots of fog. As we look back at Wiggins, Mississippi, all of this area down around Waynesboro, south of there, starts getting Highway 45 at that intersection going into Bama. Boy, it's thick, thick. We follow 98, a lot of fog there. Bogalusa, as we get into Bama and, Louisiana, and then even around Macomb, Mississippi, we've got a lot of fog this morning as well. Be careful. Mobile at that tunnel, we're starting to show some as well. Shreveport, south of there, between there and Alexandria, Louisiana. Not a lot of rain in the south as we're showing up in Denver. Look at all of this. We got snow and things of that nature happening there. A winter storm warning in effect for Denver, Colorado, Utah. Places that you just don't want to go to this time of year, isn't it? Ooh, it's cold. I couldn't make it in those areas. I really couldn't. I'd hibernate. I'd have to have a generator follow me around. I'm just too cold natured for that. I guess it's where you're born. I just can't handle it. We're 9 minutes away from the top of the hour. Miss Jennifer Branding is here. Oh, she's wearing purple. Y'all going to like this. She's got a lot to talk about this morning with us as we begin this day. Good morning, Rusty. Good to see you. Flora joins us there. Ruth. Miss Kim Culpepper, so good to see each and every one of y'all. And we want to say thank you to inviting us in your homes. We appreciate that every day. All right, we're going to get a cup of coffee ready. We'll be back in about 8 minutes, and we're going live. We're going to tell it all as we know it. It's coming up at the top of the hour. Join us, won't you?